I remember riding through a sudden downpour on the interstate, only to pull over and find my laptop completely soaked. Trusting a standard backpack for a motorcycle commute is a costly mistake. Finding the right gear is exhausting. You want something that won't throw off your balance at highway speeds or leak at the first sign of rain, but the options are overwhelming. Today, we are breaking down the top 7 motorcycle backpacks on the market to save your gear and your ride. But which one actually deserves to be strapped to your back? Let's find out. 7. Biltwell EXFIL-48. When I first got my hands on the Biltwell, I was immediately drawn to its rugged, old-school aesthetic. It looks exactly like the kind of gear that belongs strapped to a custom chopper or a vintage scrambler. The bag is constructed from heavy-duty canvas, and the overall design screams simplicity. Biltwell designed this to hold up to 48 12-ounce cans, which give you a pretty good idea of its massive internal capacity. Taking it out on a weekend ride, I appreciated the cavernous main compartments which easily swallowed my bulky riding jacket, a change of clothes, and my tool roll without any issue. However, looking cool and carrying a lot of gear does not always translate to a functional riding experience. Once I loaded it down and hit the highway, the drawbacks became incredibly obvious. The EXFIL-48 seriously lacks the aerodynamic profile needed for high-speed riding. It catches the wind like a sail, and because the shoulder straps are relatively basic with minimal ergonomic contouring, all that wind drag translates directly into shoulder fatigue. I found myself constantly adjusting my posture to fight the pull of the bag at anything over 60 miles per hour. Furthermore, the comfort level drops significantly if you are carrying anything awkwardly shaped. The back panel has very little in the way of rigid structure or modern ventilation. If you pack a heavy tool roll near the back of the bag, you're going to feel it pressing into your spine every time you hit a bump. Additionally, there's a distinct lack of a robust waist or sternum strap system to lock the bag down tight against your body. 6. Klim Nac Pak. The NAC Pak is marketed as a mid-size bag perfect for a day on the trails, and out of the box, the build quality feels fantastic. It features a very distinct, off-road focused design with a removable water-resistant tool pouch and external storage mint for a shovel and probe. When I took it out into the dirt, the bag felt right at home. The zippers are rugged and easy to grab with thick riding gloves, and the overall material feels like it can survive being dragged through the brush. Despite its off-road pedigree, using it as an everyday motorcycle backpack revealed some frustrating limitations. The biggest issue I encountered is its overall capacity and shape. While it claims to be a medium-sized bag, the internal volume tapers heavily toward the top. I struggled to fit a standard 15-inch laptop inside, and once I squeezed in a pair of shoes and a rolled-up hoodie, the bag was completely maxed out. If you're looking for a backpack to handle a daily commute to the office or a multi-day trip, the NAC Pak is simply too restrictive in its storage layout. Another sticking point for me was the strap system. While Klim includes a sternum strap and a waist belt, the waist strap feels incredibly flimsy compared to the rest of the heavy-duty materials used on the bag. Over a thick adventure riding jacket, the thin waist strap dug into my sides rather than distributing the weight evenly across my hips. Furthermore, when the bag is not entirely full, it loses its shape completely. 5. Nelson Rigg Hurricane 2.0 Waterproof Backpack. After my frustrating experiences with water-resistant bags leaking, taking the Hurricane 2.0 out into a torrential downpour was incredibly satisfying. This backpack is constructed from UV-coated tarpaulin PVC with electronically heat-welded seams, making it a literal dry bag with shoulder straps. You secure it using a heavy-duty roll-top closure. I can confidently say that you could drop this bag in a river and your laptop would emerge perfectly dry. For the all-weather commuter, this level of waterproofing is an absolute game-changer. Beyond just keeping things dry, Nelson Rigg clearly thought about how this bag would perform on a motorcycle. One of my favorite features during testing was the integrated air purge valve. Normally, dry bags trap air when you roll them shut, turning them into giant balloons on your back. With the Hurricane 2.0, you just open the valve, press the excess air out, and tighten it down into a sleek, compact package. This drastically reduces wind drag on the highway. Additionally, the outer shell features a bungee web system that is perfect for quickly stashing wet gloves or a rain layer without having to open the main waterproof compartment. Comfort-wise, the Hurricane 2.0 performs admirably for a bag in this price range. It features a fully adjustable harness system with a robust sternum strap and a padded waist belt that successfully transfers the weight off your shoulders. The back panel is heavily padded and designed with deep airflow channels. Even on a sweltering summer ride, those channels did a fantastic job of moving air across my back and reducing sweat buildup. 4. USWE Moto Hydro. When it comes to pure, unadulterated aggressive riding, the USWE Moto Hydro is in a league of its own. I strapped this on for a day of hard enduro riding, and the experience was nothing short of revolutionary. USWE is famous for their No Dancing Monkey harness system, and I can confirm that the marketing hype is entirely justified. Instead of standard shoulder straps, the Moto Hydro uses a 4-point suspension harness that clips securely in the center of your chest. Once you click it in and pull the tension straps, the bag practically becomes a part of your body. The stability is unmatched by anything else I have tested. Whether I was catching air over dirt jumps, navigating brutal rocky ascents, or aggressively leaning into canyon curves on a sport bike, the bag never shifted a single inch. It completely eliminates the annoying shoulder chafing and bouncing that plagues traditional backpacks. Furthermore, the elastic nature of the chest straps expands with your rib cage, meaning you can breathe heavily during physical off-road riding without feeling restricted by the harness. It is an incredibly liberating feeling to ride hard and completely forget you are wearing a backpack. As the name implies, the Moto Hydro is built primarily around hydration. It comes with a premium shape-shift hydration bladder that is highly durable and completely reversible for easy cleaning. The hose routes seamlessly down the harness, and the bite valve provides excellent flow. USWE also included a thermal cooler pocket that surrounds a bladder, which actually kept my water cold through 4 hours of riding in 80-degree heat. 3. Alpinestars City Hunter V2 Backpack. Transitioning back to the urban environment, the Alpinestars City Hunter V2 is a masterclass in aerodynamic commuting design. From the moment I pulled it out of the box, the sleek, low-profile silhouette stood out. Alpinestars designed this bag specifically to cheat the wind, and it shows. Riding on the highway at 80 miles per hour, the City Hunter V2 feels practically invisible. The outer shell is smooth and tapered, preventing any of the turbulence or buffeting that usually causes neck strain on long highway commutes. The organizational layout of this backpack is phenomenal for daily use. It boasts a very generous 25-liter capacity split across multiple well-thought-out compartments. The dedicated laptop sleeve is lined with fleece to prevent scratches, and there are numerous waterproof zippered pockets for stashing your phone, wallet, and sunglasses. One of my favorite features during testing was the built-in helmet carrier. Tucked discreetly into a bottom pocket is a stretchable mesh cradle that hooks onto the front of the bag, allowing you to easily carry your helmet when you are off the bike walking around the city. Alpinestars also nailed the ergonomics on the City Hunter V2. The shoulder straps are aggressively pre-curved to naturally follow the posture you assume while gripping the handlebars. This means the straps don't bunch up or pinch under your armpits when you are in a tucked riding position. The back panel features 15 millimeters of perforated foam padding that provides excellent lumbar support while keeping a steady stream of air moving down your spine. The quick-release sternum strap is incredibly easy to operate even with thick, armored riding gloves on. 2. Klim R30 Backpack. The Klim takes the lessons learned from the smaller NAC pack and scales them up into an absolute powerhouse of an adventure bag. When I geared up for a 3-day backcountry motorcycle camping trip, this was the bag I reached for. With 30 liters of internal volume, it handled a massive load of gear. I was able to pack a heavy winter riding layer, a camping hammock, 3 days of food, a massive tool roll, and a first aid kit with room to spare. Despite being loaded down with nearly 25 pounds of gear, the way the Arsenal 30 carries that weight is nothing short of engineering magic. The secret to its comfort lies in the heavy-duty, fully adjustable harness system. Klim integrated a massive, padded waist belt that completely takes the burden off your shoulders and transfers it directly to your hips. Furthermore, the back panel features a rigid internal frame sheet that prevents oddly shaped tools or heavy items from bulging into your back. You can also adjust the torso length of the shoulder straps, ensuring that whether you're 5'5" or 6'4", the bag will sit at the exact right height. Riding over washboard dirt roads for hours, I was blown away by how stable and comfortable this massive pack remained. The durability of the Arsenal 30 is unmatched in this lineup. It is constructed from ultra-tough Cordura fabric that feels like it could survive a slide on asphalt or being dragged through a briar patch without tearing. Every high-wear area is heavily reinforced. Klim also included a fantastic removable water-resistant tool pouch that perfectly organizes wrenches and tire spoons, which securely fastens into its own dedicated compartment. 1. Kriega R30 Backpack. When I strapped the R30 on for the first time, I immediately understood what sets Kriega apart from every other manufacturer. The magic lies entirely in their proprietary quad-lock harness system. Instead of the straps pulling back on your shoulders like a traditional bag, the quad-lock harness clicks together over your sternum and aggressively angles the straps away from your underarms. The result is total, unrestricted freedom of movement. You can reach for your bars, check your blind spots, and tuck in behind your windscreen without feeling any resistance from a bag. But the real brilliance of the quad-lock system is how it handles weight. I loaded the R30 with a heavy laptop, a pair of boots, a thick chain lock, and a camera kit. On any other bag, this weight would cause serious neck and shoulder fatigue within an hour. The Kriega transfers that entire load securely to your chest and torso. I rode for 6 straight hours with a fully loaded bag and experienced absolutely zero shoulder ache. It feels less like you're wearing a backpack and more like the gear is simply hovering against your back. Beyond the revolutionary harness, the R30 is built like a tank and is guaranteed to keep your gear dry. The main 30-liter compartment is 100% waterproof, featuring a roll-top closure and a fully taped seam removable white inner liner. The white liner is a genius touch, bouncing light around the inside of the bag, so you aren't blindly digging into a dark hole for your keys at the bottom. I rode through a severe thunderstorm that forced cars to pull over, and when I arrived at my destination, my electronics inside the Kriega were perfectly untouched by the weather.